Hello, my name is Christian Römer and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Q-Lana. In this video, we would like to introduce to you the Q-Lana lending platform and explain to you how we came up with our slogan of the human side of digital lending. When we developed Q-Lana, we were looking closely at the nature of successful SME banking. We tried to understand how successful SME banks service their clients. We looked at SME banking from the perspective of an entrepreneur, of a consultant or a client to understand which kind of services were already offered and which services were missing. We tried to understand the approaches used by fintechs and other innovators to see how they try to disrupt the market. We were analyzing where their approaches were successful and where they failed. Here are 3 key points which we identified. SME banking is about relationships and experience. SME entrepreneurs not only need funding, but even more seek advisory and support. SME entrepreneurs seek the convenience through multiple access channels. A successful SME bank offers a combination of digital and human interfaces with clients. SME entrepreneurs would like to rely on the experience and the guidance of knowledgeable and experienced relationship managers. This is specifically relevant for critical situations where a flexible response becomes necessary. Especially for the last point we know, disbursing money is the easiest part in the lending process. Getting money back is where good banks differentiate from bad banks. And working with a client in a critical situation to solve that situation for the benefit of the bank and the client is where good banks turn into excellent banks. Banks, like everyone else, likes to automate and digitize their lending process. Banks are forced to minimize cost and increase efficiencies. And the basic assumption is that a machine can do things better than a human being. This might be true for many processes and steps, but it could also be a misunderstanding about the true strength of human relationship. Banks have also experienced that SME portfolios tend to be more riskier than others. The solution seems to lie in the focus on some products that can be standardized, like factoring or short-term loans. This is exactly where fintech companies appeared and positioned themselves in easy to cover niches. So maybe SME banking was considered a more risky business because banks didn't understand the way and the true nature of SME lending. This brings us to the third point. Technology needs to adjust to the user to increase acceptance. We have seen various levels of problems, from clients simply turning away to users not grasping the functionality to boycotting the software. This is one of the reasons why data quality in core banking software is often very weak. The whole digitization process is a learning process and the human aspects are often neglected. In brief, we believe that SME banking is a combination of technology with human interaction. This is why we developed Q-Lana. While we have seen a strong focus in the discussion around future banking trends about technology, we have also seen that the consideration of human component in digital lending is largely underestimated. We consider 4 key factors for the success of digital SME lending. Successful SME lending is largely relationship banking. The information a relationship manager collects in collaboration with the clients over longer periods of time is absolutely invaluable. Through interaction with clients, relationship managers build proprietary knowledge. Relationship managers are able to help a client manage through crisis if they understand the character and the business equally well. Next to qualitative information, banks also generate a lot of quantitative data. For example, about the performance, the utilization of credit lines, drawdowns, repayment patterns, and more. Core banking software is primarily focused on the accounting, but not on the structured collection of data and the assessment of this information. Being able to collect, but more importantly to analyze and understand the data, will help a financial institution to improve its portfolio quality. Monitoring and early warning systems are the third success factor from our perspective. Financial institutions spend significant time assessing the credit quality before loan disbursement. No loan has ever defaulted before disbursement. To the contrary, through an intelligent and focused monitoring, a financial institution will be in the position to critically identify developments early on and will be able to intervene with the client to avoid defaults or other problems. Here, of course, financial institutions need the right focus. A risky loan is not the one who is 10, 20, 30 days in arrears. A risky loan is the one that performs today, but now it might not pay anymore tomorrow. Those loans need to be in the focus of an intelligent early warning system which combines quantitative and qualitative information. Finally, we see the implementation as the probably most important success factor for digital SME banking. Digitization is not about acquiring software. Digitization requires a mindset change by the staff to focus on the key processes and to produce invaluable information in a structured manner. Digitization certainly helps financial institutions to improve the quality of the lending process. We have seen so many initiatives where rating and scoring methodologies try to replace human decision-making and human interaction. While we're not disputing the benefit of certain scoring and rating decisions, we also know that the quality of the data, the quality of the process, and the quality of the overall lending can be improved in a combination of human interaction and digital decision-making. Primarily, we are looking at eliminating what we call avoidable mistakes. For this purpose, we are splitting the lending process into several steps as seen on the chart. And we have identified ways to improve the quality in each of these steps. The first step is the client acquisition. A financial institution which focuses first on understanding the client's business activities before even thinking about selling financial products will be more knowledgeable about the client and will also be more respected about the client because the client understands that the institution is truly interested in his business. We see tools such as business planning, business canvas, SWOT analysis, or a sector-specific checklist as a great way to improve the understanding about the client's business. Ideally, using factors of knowledge management, a good digitization platform will support the relationship manager by providing sample assessments of comparable clients, guiding the relationship manager through the acquisition process. The next step is the loan application process, where we see the use of information along the traditional 5 C's for credit analysis, as well as rating and scoring models. Contextual intelligence will provide knowledge management and shall help the relationship manager by giving him access to information where he or she needs that. When analyzing, for example, a car dealership, information and knowledge about other car dealerships in the portfolio of the institution can be provided and help the analyst to assess the credit risk better. Further guidance can be provided through the recommendation and approval process with intelligent decision support. Pre-approvals or knowledge-based decisions should be the standard for any SME bank. Processing the loan is often underestimated, specifically when it comes to the perfection of documents, including collateral. A good digitization platform will support the institution in an integrated manner. This is not just back office work. The collaboration between back and front office through a digital platform will help improve the data quality and reduce the risk. This can also be seen, for example, when we talk about collateral perfection, which usually is seen as not very important, but when it comes to a workout scenario, when it comes to collecting on collateral, then you can see whether collateral has been perfected well in the initial process. When it comes to monitoring and collection special servicing, early warning systems and structured information collection help identify issues and support areas early on. A good and well-established SME bank knows its market better than any competitor. Being present in the local community, knowing the relationship between companies, individuals, and outside factors will link the institution to its clients and connect information. The easiest step in this process is to connect the company with its owners and the owners with its families. But this development of a client ecosystem can go much broader. This can include information about suppliers or clients, news published about the company, or by the press through social media. Transaction information such as cash flows on accounts adds value, specifically if companies, typically in the SME space, do not have a long-term history of audited financial statements. Links to external information providers through data integration is seen as the next step in this process. If organized in a structured manner through the use of a digital platform, the institution will have a broader understanding about the company's relationships and can intervene when specific developments occur. For example, imagine a company goes out of business. The relationship manager can quickly assess the consequence for other clients in the portfolio who are related to the company based on employee, family, or business relationships. A company stops paying salaries, and you can immediately address all those clients which are depending on the salary and might have a loan with the institution to figure out solutions how to help these clients in the time of transition. When we're talking about transaction data collection, we can also give you an example of our work at Q-Lana. When we are working with a financial institution which has, for example, 1 million loans distributed to about 400,000 clients, we quickly have information about 57 million data points of future cash flows. And over a 5-year period, we will see about 1.5 billion payment information data points collected. This amount of information is just huge and allows a tremendous amount of knowledge building for the institution over time. The structuring of information not only goes to the client network, it also relates to the way of how information is collected within a good system. A modular approach in which information is collected at the level of the company or an individual in the lending process will help structuring the access to information. Furthermore, a good system also has the ability to schedule and track meetings and set tasks. Coming back to our initial topic about the human side of digitization, here a lot can be done to facilitate a client's work. Keeping the information current in such a system also requires some creativity. For example, you can imagine that you develop input platforms or apps for loan officers where you can differentiate the collection of information, whether you go to a new client or whether you go to a client for an update visit. In summary, the platform that we have described here is at the core of your digitization strategy. A good digitization platform allows you a multi-channel client access, online or in person. It allows you to conduct efficiency management because you can see how quickly transaction information is transacted and how quickly loans are approved. You can run your risk management from the platform, looking at all the limits, at the reports, at the stress tests. Limits become far more valuable if you already have information about loans which are in the pipeline of being processed, instead of just looking at the traditional core banking software where the information is only present at the time of booking. Knowledge management, we already covered that. We think about contextual intelligence, i.e. providing loan officers the information when and where they need it. Furthermore, the digitization platform should give you collaboration tools, allow you to do collateral management, document management, and ideally also help you in the reporting and monitoring of environmental and social and governance targets as well as impact. We have seen clients who use such a digital platform in very creative ways. We have seen multi-level scoring and rating initiatives where you develop a scoring for new clients, existing clients, for the monitoring and for reapprovals. You can see also the approval of product-independent lending limits as a significant way of improving efficiency. Instead of approving every individual loan, you approve a risk appetite line for a client, which then you can fill up with very fast decisions about individual transactions. Multi-channel client interaction is another area where you allow clients to apply online or for specific products as well as in person. Integrating external data sources is a vast opportunity to improve the data quality and to enhance the knowledge of the platform. And then, of course, finally, it's all about training, instructions, specific research for users that should be available on the platform as well. Ultimately, the digitization needs the buy-in from your staff. Typically, you see an IT project which consists of the steps of preparation, assessment, configuration, customization, on-site development, and rollout. Every software company gives you this as an idea on how the implementation of a new software works. And while this is technically right, there are some issues here, because all these steps do not significantly or sufficiently reflect the way how your staff thinks about the platform. Instead, we need to have a far broader approach to the staffing and to the human component of digitization. In the rollout planning, we need to look at the specific skills of the staff and at the specific workload the staff has. Will they be able to use the system immediately? How do they handle transactions that have been started in the paper format? We need to think about the systems integration, which can take far more time than anticipated. Communication and training are other areas where consistently you need to inform your staff about the success of the implementation, about ways to get training, and ways to provide feedback to the implementation team. This is specifically important because very often you have issues that you don't think about, problems that arise in the implementation, and other issues that cause you to slow down your implementation process. Finally, we also talk about data quality. Staff which has been used to write loan applications in paper format will have a difficulty summarizing the data in a brief text box. We often ask loan officers to read the text to us that they have written to show them that this can be done more efficiently. All these areas are key to the implementation success of a digital platform. This brings us back to the 4 success factors which we mentioned at the beginning. You have seen that the collection of qualitative information, performance data, an early warning and monitoring system, as well as the implementation, have all their parts in making digitization successful. This brings us to the point of showing you that Q-Lana could be your digitization platform. We have developed Q-Lana as the most comprehensive and fully configurable, easy-to-use credit management platform. In this way, we provide you the entry to the future of knowledge-based lending, because Q-Lana is a knowledge management platform that allows you to use the information and to provide it back to the loan officer in a contextual way. In this way, the work with Q-Lana becomes significantly more interesting for a relationship manager than traditional platforms. Q-Lana is modular, and it's based on low-code technology. It's flexible to adjust and to specific needs of your institution. We can look at the CRM and risk assessment of individual and corporate clients using qualitative and quantitative information, advanced analytics such as multi-level scoring, product-independent risk assessment, monitoring. We have the full cycle workflow management. We can include human decisions, we can include automated decisions, document management, and other areas. We have risk monitoring, we have portfolio management, we can do in-depth portfolio trend analysis, and we allow you to manage the limits and the risk exposure of your portfolio. Knowledge management and the contextual intelligence are other areas, and of course we are open to connect with the core banking software and through external partners through APIs. Q-Lana is your partner in providing support in the design and implementation of your institution's digitization strategy. This is very important for us as well. We know that decisions about digitization take a lot of time and are not very straightforward. Here we are ready, we are able to help you and provide you the necessary decision support where you require that. In summary, Q-Lana is your partner to provide support in the successful design, decision and implementation of your digitization strategy. We have collected a lot of information about the important steps in the decision preparation as well as the implementation. We know about the pitfalls that happen in the implementation. We can help you navigating around those, and we can help you making sure that your transition from the analog to the digital world will be successful. We know that it will take a lot of time, and at Q-Lana we are prepared to work with you over an extended period to make sure that every part of the digitization process is considered and that the institution is ready to move on to become digital. What are the next steps to successfully implement Q-Lana as your digitization platform for SME lending? We usually start with an introduction, a presentation that we give to the management and the staff through the Q-Lana team. We can give several presentations to distinct teams to make sure everybody has addressed its own questions and considerations and knows exactly the steps that Q-Lana can provide. We then work with you on a demo version. We provide access to a version that gives you the look and feel experience of how Q-Lana looks in your institution. We are preparing together with you a plan based on the specific requirements. We will include an offering which includes all the aspects of the implementation planning. And then, of course, we are providing decision support. Depending on your decision process, we can work with your senior management, with your board members on making sure that Q-Lana provides the right support and that we have a successful implementation of a digitization strategy in your institution. To reach out to us, please find our contacts here on this slide. You can reach us on our website as well as on our emails. You can call us or WhatsApp us. You can reach all our sales representatives and the company's management, and we look forward to hear from you.